Right, morning everyone. How we doing? Hope we're all good. It's Friday, finally, the 3rd of March 2023, and I'm here to bring you Southeast England's weather forecast for the next 24 hours. Right, before I get on with the weather forecast, I think most of us have got half an eye on what's going on next week. We've had a little look at the charts this morning, and yet the cold spell is still very much on the way. It's been delayed by about a day. I think the main onset of the proper cold and potentially wintry stuff will now be arriving on Tuesday. I think we had thought it would be Sunday stroke Monday a couple of days ago, but yes, very, very good model agreement that next week will become really quite cold for the time of year. And yes, there will be the potential for snow, but that's a little bit nearer the time. Please keep in touch with my forecasts and updates. Back to today, right outside at the moment, it's relatively mild this morning. Temperatures are somewhat higher than they have been. There is rather a lot of cloud spilling down across southeast England. So we start with Folkestone, 4.6 at the moment here where I live. In Aylesford, you're running at 3.8 degrees. Aylesford's near Maidstone. Battle in East Sussex, you're at 3.1. Head over towards Oxted, it's 3.2. Down at Petersfield in Hampshire, a bit colder down there, 1.4. I'll show you for why in just a moment. Up at Guildford, it's 4.3. Move over towards Wokingham in Berkshire, positively tropical up there this morning at 4.9 degrees. Oxford, 4.3. London, 4.4. And Upminster in Essex, 3.3. And as I've mentioned, rather a lot of cloud around this morning, but there are some clearer patches at the moment. They'll be filling in shortly, but that's the reason for those slightly lower temperatures over parts of Hampshire. There are a few little gaps in the cloud coming through, so yeah, temperatures could fall slightly across Kent in the next hour, but even here, I'm not expecting it to fall much below 2 degrees. Right, so it is a cloudy old picture out there at the moment, and it will be a rather cloudy old day. So if we run through the icon sequence, it is a cloudy picture. This is around lunchtime today, lumps of cloud, but you'll also see close to the coasts just a chance of a few showery bits of rain, but that cloud does hang around most of the day. There may be a few clear spells this evening for a time, which may allow temperatures to fall away a little bit closer to zero, but yet not really too much in way of frost tonight. There will always be rather a lot of cloud around. Right, so just to run through the rainfall sequence, it is generally a dry day, but I'm not going to rule out the odd shower. If we just take a look at Met Office's predicted sequence at 9 o'clock this morning, there is the risk of a few showers just brisking the Kent coast, perhaps coming down into parts of maybe Essex and Hertfordshire, but yeah, any showers that are around will be very light, and I expect they'll be mainly restricted to this morning, dying away this afternoon, or staying out in the Dover Strait. Right, so mention the cloud. It really hangs around most of today, most of tonight, as I mentioned. Perhaps a few clear spells earlier on in the night, but yet no problems with frost tonight. Breezes coming in from the northeast at around about a force 3, possibly a force 4 moderate on those east coasts. But overnight, there'll be a tendency for these breezes to slowly moderate, become quite light, and become more of a northwesterly. We'll take a look at the temperatures before we just close things out. So this is the maximum temperature for most of us today. Sevens and eights are quite a little bit cooler than it has been. That's on account of probably the cloud that's around today. And then if we take a look at the minimum temperatures overnight, there are some cold spots to the southwest of London, again down towards Hampshire, where perhaps you'll see the clearest spells for longest. But yeah, I think this frost risk will be earlier on in the night before more cloud fills in from the northeast. So that's it in summary. A cloudy day, perhaps the odd light shower across southeast Kent. But yeah, nothing too great in terms of temperatures and frost free tonight. Just a recap on next week. It is looking cold and potentially wintry, so please do keep in touch. Have a great day, look after yourselves, and ciao for now.